how you really see the off-chain world working with the on-chain one, because Pixelvolt has this DAO system, but it seems to be like we're almost in a flexible DAO territory where we have funding coming from NFT mints, we have DAOs that hold community driven funds, and then we also have this off-chain venture capital funding that's helping build maybe some of the behind the scenes things that are coming up in the future, right? So do you really see VC and like community generated funds coming together in a cohesive way, and like what's the power of bringing in both?
Really good question. And I think we're just at the beginning. And there are no right answers. I am not I'm a realist. And we are all off-chain creatures. You eat off-chain. You live off-chain. You screw off-chain. You have kids off-chain. You get married off-chain, right? We are people. Blockchain technologies have provided us new opportunities to, I think, connect with others in a better way, to transact with others in a better way, to organize ourselves in a better way. And so I'm constantly asking my companies and founders and projects, does this need to be on chain? In the case of some projects, yes. And I think what Super Rare has done has been awesome. I think they're the most advanced marketplace of any kind in terms of Web3 and decentralization. 100% of the money goes into the DAO. It's a model that I know John and Jonathan and Charles and founders there really wanted to do, to show what was possible. If you can't do it in art, when can you do it? If we can't lift up artists with like secondary royalties and collector royalties for the collectors and have the money go back into the community. And so they've done it, and they did it after we invested, right? Like, I made an investment into a company, and the company then turned 100% of the economics over to a DAO with my blessing, right? I think it's the right thing to do. I didn't, people are like, oh, VCs are going to tell you what to do. And like, no, like I bought way before I invested, I was buying super rare art, right? Now I look at Pixel Vault, and they are doing, I think, what they need to do on chain, which is pretty much everything they can. And what's not on chain is some of the stuff you need to be a company. So if you're going to be a project, you can pay people in ETH and you could just use personal wallets. But if you're going to hire 1,000 people, which I don't think is that many people, right? Like, if you look at like all of the stuff that Pixel Vault wants to get into, it's really hard to do that as a DAO. It's really hard to get people to pay, to get people paid, to get them healthcare, to get them benefits. Cigna, Blue Cross, they don't take crypto from companies, right?
Yeah.
And so the role of VC is no different than the role of any community member. It's just more important to us. I don't look at it as us crashing the party. We are joining a party. We are joining a community. We have superpowers that will help the community grow, just like the artists have superpowers that are going to help the community grow, just like G-Funk has superpowers, just like the lawyers have superpowers. Our superpowers at Velvet Sea are like, we were operators. We come with capital that can accelerate things, which is non-dilutive to the community. They could go out and raise 100 million. I think that would hurt potentially the meta heroes. Like, do they want to really charge an ETH per sidekick? I don't think so. Yeah. And so there's nothing inherently bad about VCs. I say that being an entrepreneur who has worked for 25 years with VCs, and as a VC myself. There are some awful VCs. there are some there's some awesome VCs. And I think projects need to understand who they're working with, no matter where they come from, whether they're a VC or an artist. I've yet to see nefarious behavior around a project from a VC.
You're listening to the Unstoppable Podcast, the go-to place for everyone to learn about the latest innovations in Web3, NFTs, and the decentralized web. Welcome to the metaverse.